Good friend of mine as well, and it's going to be my great pleasure to bring to the stage once again. Now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, as we all know, throughout the dark period of the Second World War, and especially when Britain stood alone, there was one man who came forward to save our nation from Nazi tyranny. And now this man, as I'm sure you're aware, was recently voted the greatest Briton of all time. He gave the nation courage and inspiration, determination, and of course the will to survive against all odds. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome wartime Prime Minister, Mr. Winston Churchill.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege and indeed an honor to be here this evening to help commemorate the VE celebrations. Now then, we must never forget the brave sacrifice that is being made and is still being made in the cause of freedom, especially when this country stood alone against Hitler and his evil Nazi regime. After the fall of France, they were only 20 miles away across the English Channel when Hitler turned to Goering and he said, "We shall land on British soil." What he hadn't anticipated was the bravery of our fighter pilots and our wonderful Spitfires and Hurricanes. Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. I would now like to recall for you 3 important speeches that I broadcast to the nation. Firstly, after the fall of France and the Dunkirk evacuation, we were all alone and an impending invasion. I broadcast to the nation to stiffen their resolve, and then leading on to the Battle of Britain speech, and finally the Victory in Europe speech. I speak to you in a solemn hour for the life of our country. We are threatened with a planned invasion by the Nazi tyranny. We will not yield to Hitler's greed for world domination. Now it's come to us to stand alone in the breach and face the worst the tyrant can do. We are ready to defend our native land from the invasion by which it is now threatened. Shielded by our navy and our airmen from above, we await undismayed by the impending invasion. Perhaps it might come tonight. Perhaps it might come next week. Perhaps it may never come. But be the ordeal long or short, we shall seek no terms. We shall seek no parley. Hitler has not yet been withstood by a country with a willpower equal to his own. We shall defend every village, every town, every city. We'd rather see London laid in ruin than tamely submit. I am bound to state these facts and inform our people of our intentions, and thus reassure them that around us lies the strength of the Royal Navy and the protection of our skies by our airmen. I stand ahead of a government with one bond that unites us all, namely that we shall withstand any invasion to preserve the cause of freedom. You ask, what is our policy? It is to wage war by sea, land, and air, with all our might and with all the strength God can give us. To wage war against a monstrous tyranny never surpassed in the darkened catalogue of human crime. That is our policy. You ask what is our aim? I can answer in one word. Victory. Victory at all costs. Victory in spite of all terror. Victory however long and hard the road may be. For without victory, there is no survival. The Battle of France is over, and the Battle of Britain is about to begin. Soon the whole fury and might of the enemy will be turned upon us. We have before us an ordeal of the most grievous kind. We have before us many, many, many long months of struggle and of suffering. I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears and sweat. We shall go on to the end. We shall fight on the seas and the oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and with growing strength in the air. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender. Upon this battle depends the future of all civilization. Hitler knows that he will have to break us in this island or lose the war. If we can stand up to him, then all of Europe may be free. But if we fail, then the whole world, including the United States, including all that we've known and cared for, will sink into the abyss of a new dark age. Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duties, and so bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour. Advance Britannia, long live the cause of freedom, and God bless you all.